He took off his pants, and I wanted to scream. "Cassidy, look what you did to my dick," Brian whispered, with the deep sadness of a little boy whose favorite G.I. Joes had been melted in the sun. I thought his penis was so beautiful when I first saw it. Tall and thick and so hard. All because of me. But now, after what I'd done to him without even knowing, now it looked like something out of a Japanese horror movie. Red and battered and so sensitive, he walked like a saddle score cowboy and grimaced with every step. This beautiful man was in agony, and it was all my fault. "Just a hand job, mister," I meowed coyly as I pulled off his pants an hour before the perfect ending to a perfect first date. "Just a hand job," he agreed with a smile that made me feel so safe and respected, like maybe, just maybe, he could finally be the one. I wouldn't sleep with him no matter how much I wanted to, not on our first date. I liked him too much to risk him thinking I was easy or some slut. But I knew I could make him feel so good. I knew I could make him like me. I knew I could make him need to see me again. After all my ex-boyfriends had always told me that I gave great hand jobs. And back then, I had no idea how often men lie about that, or why they feel like they have to. I took a deep breath, raked my fingers through his amazing chest hair, grasped him in my small hands the way I knew my ex loved. I imagined the incredible pleasure I was giving this powerful, masculine man. I imagined I was making him fall in love with me, how he would never let any other girl touch his cucumber again. I sped up, reveling in the power. I felt his stomach tense, his strong jaw clenched tight, his eyes screwed shut like he was concentrating, like he was on a roller coaster holding on for dear life. But then, suddenly, instead of exploding into grateful orgasm like I hoped he would, Brian let out a high-pitched yelp like a wounded puppy and pulled away from me on the bed. "I gotta use the bathroom," he mumbled in an unsteady voice. 5 full minutes passed with me wondering what was wrong, wondering if he still liked me. This beautiful, strong man had tears in his eyes when he showed me what I had done. Then I was in my car, sobbing uncontrollably all over my steering wheel. I knew I would never find out if he was the one. Because after the way I hurt him, even though I thought I was doing everything right, I knew he would never even want to see me again. That night I lay in bed trying not to text him, trying not to apologize again. I wanted to explain that I wasn't some man-hating, penis-destroying monster, that I really thought I was doing it right because every boyfriend I had said they loved my hand jobs. I wanted to explain and beg him for a second date when I knew he would never want to see me, never mind touch me again. I tossed and turned all night thinking about him telling his friends about the girl who destroyed his dick. Thinking about how I'd never have a chance to feel that connection I'd felt building between us again. Lying there, staring at the cracks in the ceiling, feeling embarrassed and ashamed and confused, I knew I could do one of 3 things. 1, I could ignore that this ever happened, bury my head in the sand, pretend Brian was weird, and that I didn't give horrible handjobs after all. 2, I could give up and become one of those women that has a panic attack at the idea of touching a guy because I'm so scared of doing it wrong. Or who thinks because I don't naturally know how to touch a man, it means there's something wrong with me as a woman. Or I could make the choice I did. The choice to discover the truth about handjobs men have been petrified to tell women for centuries. The truth about men's bodies. The truth about how to truly sexually please a man. The truth about why men grit their teeth and say, "That feels great," to women when inside they are screaming in agony and begging you to stop. I fired up my laptop the next day, excited at what I was going to learn. But quickly, I got frustrated. And then angry. All over the internet, all I found was a mix of half-baked advice about using plenty of lube and forums full of angry guys describing the brutal, awful, painful handjobs they'd gotten from woman after woman after woman. Women just like me who had no idea what it felt like. It's not like I have a dick of my own. and no idea we were doing such a bad job because these men were so terrified to tell us. I asked one guy named Larry I was chatting with why guys don't just use their words and say something. Why did James, Nick, Michael, all my ex-boyfriends lie to me and let me believe I gave great handjobs? And